Hello guys, welcome to my channel The Medical World, and today is our new topic care planning process, in which we will study different type of process how we can care for our clients, whether you are a doctor, nurse or personal support worker. These methods will be helpful for you. So let's go forward the video. Nurses in facility use a method called the care planning process, which is also called the nursing process, to plan and deliver the care to the clients. And its main purpose is to meet the client's need for care and support. Next are the steps in healthcare planning process. I'll go through one and by one and explain you what contains in it. So let's start. The first step of care planning process is the assessment. Assessment occurs through the evaluation of information collected about the client through observation, reflection, and communication. In some facilities, the team members assess the client's emotional, social, intellectual, and spiritual health. However, only a nurse or a physician can do a physical assessment of a client. The team leader, a nurse, a social worker, or a case worker, depending on the faculty or agency, gathers as much as information as possible from various resources, including other healthcare providers on the team. Once the assessment has been completed, team members, including the client and client's family, gather to set goals to meet the needs of the client. And some facilities and agencies have adopted a client centered approach that involves the client to a great degree and also healthcare providers, including support workers. This collaborative approach occurs at all the stages of care planning process. The second step in the care planning process is the nursing diagnosis. The nurses use information gathered from assessment to make a nursing diagnosis. The support workers' observations are very important and must be reported so that the nurse has much information as possible in a care plan. The client may have a specific health problem or may be at risk for developing a health problem. Some clients may have more than one health problem and nursing diagnosis. A nursing diagnosis and a medical diagnosis are different. A medical diagnosis is made by the physician and is the identification of the disease and condition. For example, cancer, pneumonia, bipolar disorder, stroke, heart attack, acquired immune deficiency syndrome, that is the AIDS, or diabetes. Medication, therapies, and surgeries are ordered only by physicians to treat the disease or other medical conditions. And a nursing diagnosis is a statement describing a health problem that is treated by nursing measures. Nursing diagnoses take into account the whole client and are made only by nurses. Nurses regard all aspects of the client's health to be important. An example of nursing diagnosis may be low self esteem, social isolation, or spiritual distress. Most Canadian nurses use nursing diagnosis from the list established by the North American Nursing Diagnosis Association, that is NANDA, or from similar list of diagnoses. The third step is the planning. Planning involves establishing priorities and goals and developing measures and actions to help the client meet their goals. First one is to establish the priorities while you have to plan. The clients, the nurse, the family, if involved, and the healthcare team, including support workers, will discuss the client's need and then decides on the client's priorities. They may use master hierarchy of needs to set the priorities. And the second step in the planning is to set the goal. After the client, the family, the case manager, and the healthcare team all agrees on the priorities, they will discuss the goals for the client's care. In some situations, this discussion may involve only the client and the healthcare team. Goals are practical, achievable, and measurable and are time specific for evaluating the result. If a client does not achieve a goal by the date set by her and her team, the client must be first person consulted in establishing a more realistic goal. The team should then meet to develop a plan to meet his goal. And the third step in planning is determining the interventions. After setting the goals, the team will discuss intervention. And intervention is an action or measures taken by the healthcare team to help the client meet a goal. Any intervention does not need a physician's order but may come from the physician's order. For example, if a physician's ordered that Mrs. Checkup walk 100 meters twice a day, the nurse will include this order in the care plan. Next step in the planning is establishing the care plan. Across Canada, various recording methods are used to provide you as a support workers with the information you will need to care for your clients. Some facilities are still using the Cardex or paper system, although most now provide a computer generated care plan. The care plan is a document that details the care and services the client must receive during each shift. The plan contains the client's diagnosis, goals, and interventions required to achieve each goal. The clear plan also has important functions. So I'm going to discuss about the functions of care plan here. It lists the care and services the client must achieve. It ensures that client's care is consistent no matter who provides the care. For example, Mrs. Seth's care plan details methods for helping him overcome the swelling difficulties. Each care provider uses the same method. It also enables the healthcare team to effectively communicate the details about the client's care. For example, as a support workers, when you start your shift in the long-term care settings, you see the care plan that Mrs. Deckerso has achieved the goal of dressing herself. The care plan is not a finished document. It is continuously reviewed and revised depending upon the client's need, condition, and progress. And now we will move to the next step. Next step in the care planning is the implementation. That means you have to carry out or perform the action that you have listed in the care plan, and this take place at this stage of the process. The nurse in charge of the client's care assigns or delegates tasks to the members of the care plan. As a support worker, you are the only assigned and delegated task that is within the legal limits of your job and job description. The nurse will communicate the task assigned or delegated to you according to the faculty or agency policy. The communication tells you what task you need to perform for each client. The implementation process has four main functions. First one is providing the care. Second is observing the client during the care. Third, you have to report and record that care has been completed. And fourth one is record and report the observation that you have made during the care. Always remember, observing the client is an important part of the implementation process. After care has been completed, support workers must perform report and recording their action observation according to the employer or agency policy. The last one is the evaluation. That means assessing and measuring the progress a client has made towards meeting the goals that the team has agreed upon. Goals may be met totally, partly, or not at all. The nurses assesses the reason a client may have made no progress or only partial progress towards reaching a goal. Your output of your observation will help the nurse change will help the nurse change the interventions and complete the further assessments and alter the plan according to that. Changes in the care plan are made in the consultation with the client, family members, and other members of the healthcare team. Team meetings occurs routinely according to the client's and agency's policies. These meetings are held to share the information, to set and modify the goals, to suggest the ideas for modifying a client's care to meet her needs. You are an important part of the team as you are the only one spending the most important time with your clients. Thanks for watching my video, and this is the process in which how you can plan and care for the client. This will help you as this is the basic in the medical profession and you need to learn and practice this step. Thank you so much.